Today we're gonna show you how we turned our backyard into the place to hang out. We've got a deck that has a really unique layout. We've got a smart pergola that is absolutely mind-boggling, and we have an outdoor kitchen that was way more affordable than you think. So let's jump in, show you how we did this thing.
All right, so we're starting out up here on the actual deck itself. Now, when you're laying out a backyard space, everything is gonna rise and fall based on your planning and how you're gonna lay things out based on what your needs are.
Really, the whole layout of this thing is all about psychology, where when you walk out our back door, you've got this massive staircase here that just kind of draws you out towards the fire pit. And we've got these three very unique sections where there's kind of the seating area here with the couches and everything, where you just kind of chill and drink coffee. You've got the outdoor kitchen area and then the dining area over there. So there's also these two other staircases here that are a little bit smaller. There's one off to the side and one in front of the dining area. And that makes it so they're usable. You can get off the deck, but also that's not where you're drawn to.
Yeah, now we could have done this ourselves, probably, but we decided for the actual deck part to hire some professionals. We got our friends from Robert Miller Fence to come. If you're in the Indianapolis area, hit them up. They are amazing. They did such great work. They built the whole deck part for us, laid everything out, dug all the holes so we didn't have to, which was the best part. But the one part that we did do ourselves was the cabling that's underneath the rails. Now, you can have this professionally done, but it's crazy expensive to do it. So we just bought the stuff on Amazon, bought some cables, some turnbuckles and eye bolts, and just kind of put it together ourselves. I think it turned out pretty good.
Now, the place that we did not skimp at all, though, is the actual flooring, like the deck material. So you can go with wood, wood works, and you can just stain it every couple of years, but we are very lazy. And also, this stuff will last forever. So this composite decking is called Trex. You can buy it at Lowe's. There's a whole bunch of specialty stuff you can get, but we just got the gray one, the clamshell color at Lowe's, because when our kids inevitably spill something on it and it's destroyed, we can go out and get a whole new piece from Lowe's with no real issue. The decking is absolutely not a place to try to save money. Another place I would say you don't want to save money is electrical. We have electrical freaking everywhere. We added so many of these things. We had a friend that came over who's an electrician who helped us do this. They are everywhere, just in case for the adaptability of it. There's also a bunch of little details, we have an area in the front because under the deck is just wasted. We have an opening that you can open up and store stuff under there. There's just a lot of little details where we tried to save as much space as possible.
Yeah, the best part of the whole thing is the pergola, and we're gonna get to that in just a minute. But first I wanna show you the kitchen. Now, when we first started planning out this deck, Yale started showing me all of these outdoor kitchens that you can have, and they're 30 to 50 grand.
Yeah, and they're gorgeous, but nah.
So we decided to go a little bit different way. You want to tell them about the grills?
Yeah, so these are the Grilla Primates. There's actually two grills here, as you can see. And again, this is all about just being the best host possible. And we are Christians, we love Jesus, we're at our church all the time. We want to be able to invite legitimately 100 people over to hang out at our house. And when you have 100 people, and you're feeding 100 people, you're not doing that on a grill that's this big. So these Grilla Primates are massive. They're obviously used also. So the really cool thing about these though, are they're the exact same grill, but they both can turn either into a grill or into a griddle. So you can do the flat top thing over here and cook over there. We do fajitas a lot, so you can cook chicken over here and cook the veggies over here, where normally you'd have to be inside for that. Now, kind of everything can be done out here. So this was not sponsored by Grilla. I would love it if they would sponsor a video.
Hey, they have a pizza oven that Grilla, if you're watching this and you want to give us a pizza oven.
She literally will not shut up about this pizza oven.
It's so expensive.
I want one so bad. Yeah, so seriously, sponsor our next video. So these Grilla grills were super easy to put together. They just came on a pallet in just a couple weeks. They were pretty affordable too, especially because they both do both things and we can turn them into two griddles or two grills. Ultimately, it's a really great thing. The smoker over here, on the other hand, is not a Gorilla one. We've had this for a while. I'm not even gonna tell you what it is because it's just not that great, but we did put in a designated plug for that so that it wouldn't pop the electrical and it would work fine. So Gorilla, if you wanna send us a smoker too, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But really, this is just two that are put together, and we just use the little like side table things and zip tied them together to make it kind of feel like a kitchen island. We kind of ghettofied it, but it works really well.
Yeah, it does. And also we intentionally put the grills right here in the middle, in between like the seating space and the eating space, so that it would feel more like home, like you're at the house, people walking through the kitchen when people are here. Also, to make it feel more like home is storage, right? Because everyone knows you need storage for everything food related. So we had this one little section that was like, what, 8 inches wide? It's not very wide, but it was unusable other than anything else. So we decided to just kind of wall it off and build in some shelves here. So we've got storage space with lights. We just literally bought lights that you put inside a safe, and that's what we put inside here. So they open and turn on automatically.
And all the links are in the description below if you want to check those out.
Definitely. We have all of our grill tools in here, all the things that we need to be able to cook. We also really, really love making Brazilian barbecue.
Can I reveal this?
You want to reveal
This is like my favorite part. Okay, so part of Brazilian barbecue is that there's these swords called espetos, and they like stab through meat and you do it over an open fire. I brought these back from Brazil through the airport. I don't know how I made it, but I got them. I know, I really am. It's so great. This is the best part. I'm gonna show you how we did this. It's so ridiculous, but the swords just kind of hang out in there. They're really great. And this really is just so overdone, but it was just extra wood we had laying around. We threw it together, and honestly, one of my favorite parts. We also have this countertop up here that is literally just a chunk of metal that we ordered from a local metal shop. And I was looking everywhere to find something that was like a stainless steel counter that wasn't insanely expensive. And I just called and got a piece of stainless steel, and I told him where I wanted a bend, and I drew a little picture, sent it to him. It was like $100. We did have to make this roof ourselves. If you've ever done a metal roof, maybe you're better than I am, but it sucked. It was also like 100 degrees. Yeah, it was really hot. We were able to pull it off. But the purlins up here side to side, which is the wood that goes across the rafters, that made it so that the smoke coming up can actually be pushed out of there instead of just getting trapped up in the rafters. So a lot of little things like that that matter a lot. We also put gutters on the front so the water doesn't come in the front. For the most part, we just tried to think of like how to make this kitchen area feel kind of like a kitchen. And like Autumn said, people walk through here while you're grilling, and it's kind of annoying, but that was also kind of the goal, is we wanted people to feel at home. And the whole point of this is not just crazy party, it's invite people into your lives and host them really, really well.
Also, it doesn't hurt having a roof over the grills just for longevity of them maybe making it a few more years.
I'm also like real white, so I burn easy. All right, let's move on. So let's check out the dining area now. This is the best part.
Yeah, that's true. The best part of this entire deck is this pergola. Like, this is the part that I'm just absolutely in love with at this point, and I don't think I could live without it.
It really is sad. It's incredible. We love it so much.
We spent so much time out here because of this thing. It's the Smart Wings motorized pergola, and as a disclaimer, Smart Wings sent us this for free as a part of this video, so they're sponsoring this video for us. Thank you, Smart Wings. You can get a link in the description for how to get one of these for your backyard deck. And get one. Trust me, get one. We've spent so much time. Yale even had a Zoom call out here the other night, and the people on the call thought that he had a fake background because it looked so nice behind him.
It really is so incredible. So let me show you how this thing works. Come over here. You've got the ceiling up here, which is made with louvers. I'm gonna show you, I've got a little remote in my pocket. There's also this little one that you can either magnetize on it or put on the table, and you can rotate that to set this whole thing. But check this out. The ceiling, the roof, has these louvers that open up. The water even gets caught on them, so it goes into a whole gutter system. If it's raining, all the water comes out the legs there. But you can see the sun is coming in. You can also set it so that when you've got like a certain time of day where there's wind, you can kind of angle it to cool yourself off. This is one of the coolest things, and when you open this, people just freak out. But the thing that they really freak out about is the sides here. So I can close the one right in front of me there, and this one, all of them close. Every single side of this does. which is just unbelievable. Yeah, my cameraman is having to duck under. I didn't think this through. So all of these two you can control at the exact same time and have them all go back together. In the morning, you can close the west one. In the evening, you can close the east one to kind of block out the sun. But even if it's nighttime, you can turn the light on here, which people really, really love. For some reason, it's just like the cool kind of Tron-esque feel. It just elevates the whole thing. And at night, you can close all the sides, keep the bugs out, keep the heat in, that kind of thing. It's really cool. I think the best part of this whole thing, though, is that it runs off of Siri, and you can say, hey Siri, open up the blinds. And I might have just triggered your phone, and I'm really sorry about that, but it's really cool to be able to control this whole thing. And really our whole house is controlled with Siri, which is a little terrifying because at some point I'm sure she's going to take over the world and we're going to have to deal with the robot uprising and all that stuff.
Are you kidding me? Stop. To be fair, I do say sorry to Siri all the time as well, or thank you, just to be careful. You know, you never know. You never know. Anyway, I digress. So Smart Wings, when you buy one of these pergolas, you get one from the link below. They'll literally ship it to your house on a big flatbed trailer. A guy comes with a forklift and drops it off in your driveway. A whole bunch of boxes, which is a lot of fun. Get a couple of friends to help you because it's kind of a beast to put together, although it was doable. We did it ourselves.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure you follow the instructions very carefully so you don't end up doing it twice. Not that that happened to us, but you know, follow the instructions. The only negative thing I can say about this is honestly not even on the company, it's really on us. I think this was intended to be put on like a concrete patio and we put it on a deck. So with the deck expanding and contracting with the weather, it kind of makes it where sometimes we have to pull a little bit on the shades to get them to come all the way down. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal and it still works super great.
Yeah, it really does. And it's really cool just to be under this thing and have like family dinner outside. We do it outside all the time. And honestly, I don't generally love even being outside.
Yeah, even Yale will come outside with us now.
I come outside all the time and it really is fun. It's making fun of me, but she's not wrong. But that brings me to the next part of furniture. If you look at deck furniture after you have already started to build the deck, like some people, it literally costs a freaking kidney to buy a couch outside. It is so expensive. So the seating area that we have over here, we bought on Wayfair while it was on a massive discount. I would just say look for deals because it's still kind of cheap furniture. It's not the best thing in the world. We're gonna have to cover it. It's only gonna last a few years, but I can't tell you how many $10,000 outdoor couches I saw for a single 3-seater couch. It's absolutely insane. And then you get to buying tables that seat 15 people. And
oh my gosh.
It is wild how much money that costs. Like that's not even selling a kidney, that's selling a whole kid. And because ours are adopted, that's illegal.
You can't make that joke.
So we opted to build our own table. And as you can probably see, we built it out of the exact same material as the floor, which makes it just match perfectly, but also it makes it easy to replace and pretty spill proof. You're not really gonna ruin it. We actually worked with ChatGPT, or I did, in the middle of the night while I was geeking out about this. I made a whole 3D model of what I was gonna build to make sure it would fit. And ChatGPT helped me figure out how to do like a strength to weight ratio thing. So we ended up using cedar wood on this that was gonna work well outside. Used 2x4s I cut down to 1.5 inches to get the best strength to weight ratio. These can hold upwards of 800 to 1,000 pounds each. And it's also movable by one person. So doing the math back and forth made this doable.
Did you thank ChatGPT though?
I did thank ChatGPT. People are gonna legitimately think that we think that robots are taking over the world. And I love ChatGPT and it's so great. And I swear to you that there's no way that I would ever say anything bad about a robot. Okay, so, so these tables, we actually made 2 tables that come together as one for a reason, so that when we're not in like seating mode, we can be in serving mode and move these off to the side. People can come through the line and get the food they need, and then it kind of flows you out to the backyard, like we talked about earlier, that flow out to the fire pit. So lastly, for these tables, we also had to get legs that we bought on Amazon. It's way easier to buy those. And we went through like 4 iterations of legs to find ones that weren't gonna shake and weren't gonna rust really easy. And the ones that we landed on, again, link in the description below, learn from our mistakes, worked out really well.
Yeah, they hold a lot of weight. Also with this though, you know, we can get this many people around the table, which is great, but we also love hosting small groups from our church to be able to come over here and have dinner together. And so one of the things that we built was we built benches that can go on either side. Now, right now, we're currently using those doubling as coffee tables over on the other side by the couches. But when we pull those benches over, you can easily get like 4, maybe 5 kids if they're little to smush on the sides, and then we can get our whole small group here, which is one of the main reasons why we built this deck in the first place.
So yeah, so we're able to seat 16 people at this table, which is really great, but what's the point in having 16 people over if they don't have good music to listen to? And I know that's a ridiculous statement, but the audio is one of my favorite parts of this whole deck. So we have Polk Atrium 6s here installed in the front, and we've got 4s installed there in the back that we already own, so it was easy just to mix them. But we did this in a really creative way, because you have to have a stereo pair when you're listening to music. So we've got the right one here and the left one there. And then on the back, it's actually swapped. So wherever you are on the deck, you have a stereo pair. So if you're here, it sounds like stereo. If you're here, it's stereo. And if you're here, it's mono. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's stereo. Wherever you are, it's stereo and it's gonna sound good. But the thing that really makes it sound good is under this table right here, we have a subwoofer down here, which Autumn said I was insane for wanting a subwoofer outside, but it sounds so good and it like fills out the space really well. Again, link below if you want any of this stuff. But everything is just hardwired and works. The thing that we ran into though, the problem is that amps for all this stuff are not built into the speakers. They have to be separate, and being outside, they can kind of go bad. It's not gonna last super long. So my brother had an incredible idea. So all the speaker wires literally just punch through the wall into our kitchen cabinet, and we've got all the amps in there where they're totally safe. We also have a WIIM AirPlay receiver. So because we're Apple people, you can play all the music straight over AirPlay from your phone. You can also say, hey, play it in the kitchen where our HomePod is, or through an Apple TV, or just say play it everywhere, and you've got the same music playing everywhere in your whole house and outside all together. And what that does is it makes it so you can go from 50 people outside to 100 people, because you've got a ton of people inside too. We also just kind of pack people in like sardines, so it works. But this thing here too, because it's on HomeKit, you can run it off of a bunch of different things. This is like a multi-button that controls audio. It also controls lights.
So the great thing about lights out here is the fact that we have them everywhere. Now, you've already seen probably the wall sconces that we have, and we showed you the ceiling fan and the light inside the pergola, but there's a couple of other things that we also put in place just to make this a little bit more homey and a little bit more user-friendly as we go throughout our deck. One of the things though is maybe just because we're OCD a little bit, but we made sure that all of the lights everywhere on our deck are all at 5,000 Kelvin. So that makes sure that one, it's consistent everywhere, but also not just the consistency, it just kind of makes it feel more modern and more cohesive. Yeah, throughout everything. So outside of the lights that are above that we've already talked about, we also added in some solar lights that are down on the stairs. So they're on both sides of all the staircases so that you can see as you're going out to the fire pit and no one's gonna trip and fall. We have those, and then there's also some up on the pylons over here that can light up those different areas just so nobody trips and falls. But the best light of all the lights in the entire thing is the natural light from our fire pit, right? Because fire is the most incredible thing that there has ever been. So we built this incredible fire pit that we've had for a long time, but this deck makes it so much easier to use. And I mean, who doesn't love fire, right?
Okay,
I mean,
my wife is a massive pyro. This is something you should know. The whole time we were working on all of this stuff, everything came in a big box, and she was just out here burning things like a psychopath.
Are you done with that box? Are you done with that box?
Literally, I think I actually got to order extra things because of that, because she just wanted to burn boxes.
I think there's also a few things we couldn't return because I had burned the box.
That legit happened. So this is our fire pit. It is a keyhole design where we can get a bunch of people around this side. We've had literally 100 people around this fire pit. Over here, we have a section where we can make a little Brazilian barbecue thing that I welded together where you can put those espetos. You can also grill burgers on this side by putting the things down. This has been a really cool add-on to our family. We've got a lot of future plans for things like putting a tree in kind of a rock garden and a pond in the middle. We're gonna be putting in a second door over there, and I think
maybe
Autumn is trying really hard to get a hot tub. So that might be in a future video, we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Okay.